Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Allie and welcome to my first ever book unhaul. I hate this. I don't want to do this, but I am moving. I'm moving to a much smaller place, but I also do think I need to get rid of some books. I'm holding on to some books that I've given 2, some 1 stars, even a couple subpar 3 stars DNF'd books, but even some books that I haven't read, I will get it in like a TBR game, or I'll pick it up and be like, okay, just read this. And a sort of yuck will overcome me. So I think it's time to do it. I really do. I have done this a couple times in my life before booktube, and it's always been when I'm moving or fleeing, which is basically the same thing. And my friends always told me like, Allie, it's really not a big deal. You're gonna forget all about those books as soon as they're out of your place. They were lying. They were lying, or they're because I remember every single one of those books that I gave away, and I feel so mad still. So we'll see if these decisions haunt me in the years to come, but at least I have documented footage so I can reclaim them in the future, which would be completely psychotic. Let's move on. I think I'm gonna tackle the hardest part first, which is books that I have not read yet, which sounds like a crime. I'm just gonna try it. Basically all the books you see here, except for like the top row of these outside shelves and like maybe 1 or 2 books thrown in between, this is my TBR. These are books I have not read yet, which is a lot of books, okay? We're about to thin the herd. I'm not predicting. I want to get rid of at least, a dramatic part of me wants to say like 20 books. I think that's really not gonna happen. Let's say 15? Like, it honestly hurts. Let's start. Also, this is one I'm still debating, but I haven't uploaded my book haul where I hauled this yet. This is going in the maybe pile. Okay, I'm already having a hard time. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm going to pretend that I'm playing my TBR game and that a random number generator pulled this book up. And if I have a like kind of feeling like, oh God, I don't want to read that right now, that's it for it. That's it. Okay, wait, I've actually compiled a pretty large stack right here that I know I could part with, at least in this moment right now, and then another stack that I maybe want to try a chapter. But I think I'm gonna run through one more time and be like, do I know what this is about? Do I have any interest? Does this make me want to sigh at the thought of reading it right now? Okay, I added 3 more books to the absolutely no pile, and it's about to fall over, and like 4 more books to the maybe pile. I hate that I'm making a maybe pile, but I just can't do it yet. Let me quickly talk about these. I'm not gonna go into full synopses because this video would never end. I'm getting rid of this paperback edition of Ninth House because I bought it and it smelled so bad. And I put it in this thing so that it wouldn't smell any of my other books. I kind of want to, because this was like a year, maybe 2 years ago. I want to see if the smell's still there. Let's see. It is still there. Oh, it's not even like a bad like piss smell or trash smell. It's like a really baby powdery smell, but like so potent, it's ridiculous. So I will be getting rid of that. I do have the hardback cover, in case you were worried. I love this series. Then I'm sadly giving away The Wilderness of Girls. Recently bought this. It sounded like it was gonna have everything that I liked in it, like wolves, girls. Okay. But the writing style was like present tense first person, and they were doing weird things where it was being rushed. I just did not like the writing style. I said I was gonna give it another chance, but I have so many more books to read, as you can see. So I'm so sorry, doll, you're going. This one was hard. Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. This one's about vampires and love. The only reason I am unhauling it is because every single time I have gotten it on my TBR game, or I think to pick it up, I'm like, ugh, I really don't want to. It seems like so much work. It's historical. I know I'm so stupid for not just putting in some work to get through this, but then I checked on Goodreads and pretty much everyone I follow and friends I have on Goodreads have given this 3 stars. And I just don't think that's exciting enough to keep. I'm so sorry because she's gorgeous. Then I'm getting rid of American Psycho. I got this because I was gonna read Mayfly, and I did. This book is described as like the female version of American Psycho. I give her 5 stars, absolutely worship her. I don't need to read this bro book, okay? No comment. I'm so sorry I even own this. I bought this and then someone in my book haul comment said like, you should really look up the author. Yikes. This is a memoir, You All Grow Up and Leave Me. This just seems kind of triggering, so I don't want to read it. We Could Be Beautiful. Honestly, this cover is beautiful. It's like shiny, but I read the first chapter in a tri-chapter vlog my first year of booktube, and it was so boring I almost fell asleep. An Object of Beauty by Steve Martin, one of my oldest owned books. I don't really know what this is about, and I just really don't give a shit. I don't want to read the synopsis because I've talked myself out of it. I don't need to feel bad. Mr. Martin, I'm so sorry. The rules do not apply. Again, one of my oldest owned books. This is a harrowing memoir, a really, really sad story, and I don't want to finish it. The Ballad of Never After. Oh, I read the first book, which I will be unhauling in here when we get to books I've read. This is a romantasy series, and I really did not like the first one. I think I gave it 2 stars. I hear the second one's better, but like, I don't really care enough to continue. I'm so sorry. Then we have Silver Nitrate by Sylvia Marina Garcia. This is one of those cult classic remake movie books, and I'm not a fan of that genre. I gave horror movie 4 stars, and I think this is the best of how I'm gonna get that story. I really don't want to force myself to read another one. Then we have This Bird Has Flown by Susanna Haas. This is a member of the Bangles, and she wrote a rom-com, or at least a romance-leaning fiction book. I haven't heard anything about it, and I'm not drawn to it. Something Wilder by Christina Lauren. I have only heard horrible things about this book. Angelica Frankenstein makes her match. This is the author of The Hating Game, which of course I loved. This is like a historical monster romance. I've heard it's fun, but it's like a 3-star for people, so I just don't want, I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep saying that. This one I actually got for my birthday. It's Gone to the Wolves. It is beautiful, but I think in that comment section, someone was saying that it's really just a basic bro book, or actually I think someone DM'd me. And then I looked up reviews and it just seemed like that, so I don't really care too much. Spells for Forgetting. I think I read half of this and I just don't care to finish it. See, I say that, but I've read books where the first half is like, and then the last half is like, oh. It is a very pretty cover. Same with Book of Night. I did not get halfway through. I think I read 43 pages and I actually really liked it. But the thing is, every time I've thought to pick it up, I'm like, ugh, I don't know. Station Eternity. I tried to read the first chapter of this a couple years ago and it just seemed complicated and like it would take a lot of work to read, and I'm just kind of lazy, I guess. Which sucks because I think this is like a sci-fi murder mystery. It sounds really good, doesn't it? No. Allie, move on with your life. And then The Paris Apartment by Lucy Foley. I heard a lot of shitty things about this book when it came out, and then I saw one person that I really like say that she actually really liked this book, and so I was like, okay, maybe, but you know what? I'm gonna part ways with her. I'm sorry. She's cute too. Okay, that's 18 books right there. I think I did great. Why is this so thrilling, actually? I'm sorry if that was super boring, by the way. I don't really watch too many unhauls because it makes me sad. I would much rather watch TBRs or book hauls where like people are interested in the books. I don't know if I'm doing this correctly, is what I'm basically saying. I have a whole stack here that are maybes. You know what? I'm feeling impulsive. Middle of the Night is going in the rejects. Thank you. Okay, wait. Unhauling is kind of addictive because why do I just kind of want to dump these? I am a hoarder, but when it's time to purge, I purge a little too well. And then I have regrets. Okay. I was thinking I would read the first chapter of all of these, but the thing is, I have 4 days until we have to move, and I'm like working all of those days, so I don't have that much time. Plus I have to pack my entire house. Oh god. Okay, let's make some quick decisions. I think I'm gonna say bye to Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. Oh, she looks so pretty, and it's purple, but that's not enough to keep a book. I'm gonna do it. Goodbye. I'm sorry. Our Missing Hearts by Celeste Ng. I did really like Little Fires Everywhere, but the synopsis isn't really catching my attention. Let's read the first sentence. The letters arrive on a Friday. Should I succumb to my peers' opinions? Let me see what everyone's rated this. Okay, I see everything from 2 to 5 stars. That's not helpful. Okay, I gotta read it. I'm gonna keep it. The Children on the Hill. Okay, I'm starting to feel sad now. I can't believe I just told them in front of their faces I kind of want to dump them. See, Gabby gave this 5 stars, but Kayla gave it 3 stars. I'm gonna keep it. The Change by Kristen Miller. I've actually heard pretty good things about this, but look at the size of it. And it seems like work. Okay, all of my friends gave this 4 or 5 stars, so I'm gonna keep it. The Witches of New York. I really like this cover. It's historical though. Again, I'm dumb, and I just feel like it's hard to get into historical, but it's New York City, seances, magic. It does sound like a vibe, doesn't it? I think I'll keep it. Oh God, this is going backwards a little bit. Okay, these are some of my my oldest owned books. You can see by the color of them. I think I'll get rid of 2 and keep 2. I'm gonna keep Her Fearful Symmetry, author of The Time Traveler's Wife. I'm gonna get rid of All the Light We Cannot See. I'm gonna keep Run, author of Bel Canto. This is also the author of Bel Canto, but one of my friends said it was really boring. And then I have 4 here. I'll read the first chapters of these and decide and let you know later. We have Darling Girl, Not for Good Maidens, Paul, and actually I'm gonna keep City of Orange just because she's so pretty. And okay, I'll keep these 2. Okay. Our count right now is 23 books that I am unhauling. So I surpassed my wildest hope. Okay, we're looking good. Okay, maybe this isn't gonna take me a couple days to vlog because I'm ready and energized to go into the next step, which is to review the books that I have hated or ones that I really don't care to reread again. The exhausting part about this step is the way that my books are set up. This bookshelf is deep enough to have a whole nother layer behind. Those are where I keep my books that I've already read. So I'm just gonna time lapse this. I'll see you on the other side. I forget what the rule is about ARCs. Am I allowed to give this away for free, like to the library? Let me know in the comments below, because I don't want this book anymore, but I forget if I'm allowed to give it away, because it's an ARC. Okay, the time lapsing has lost continuity because my camera died, so I'll just see you in a minute. Look at this. That was scary easy, which makes me think as I tell you these books, I'm gonna have some second thoughts. Because there are like ranging from 1 to 5 stars in here, but I just kept thinking, am I gonna reread that? The thing is, some of these are so beautiful, the covers, that I might try to sneak them back on the shelves because I'm vain. Let me just quickly go through these. Again, I don't know how entertaining this is, I'm sorry. I'm getting rid of This Summer Will Be Different. I DNF'd this in Summerween, and that actually prompted me to get rid of a book I have not read yet. Another one, Meet Me at the Lake, also by Carly Fortune, just because this came out first and I have just been off-put by the synopsis. Not off-put, no interest. Because it's a second chance romance, except for they only knew each other for a day like 10 years ago. That's just not gonna do it for me. This is a 5-star and this, the cover is so stunning. I might just keep her. I should keep my 5 stars. I'm just thinking I'm never gonna read this again because it is about like a starlet. And I was just really wrapped up in the storytelling, but I really don't find myself rereading it, but I've gotta keep her. I've gotta keep her. Black Sheep. I actually had so much fun with this. I think I gave it a 3.5. This is like a goofy horror. Death Valley by Melissa Broder. Melissa Broder fans are probably gonna come for me. Also, I feel like I should staple these pages in. They just came right out when I opened the book. I think I also gave this 3.5. Every Heart a Doorway, 2 stars. I did give this second book like a 4-star. I really liked it, but I got it from my library and I think I'll continue to do that if I go on with this series. 7 Days in June. This was a really good book. I think I gave it 4 stars, maybe 3.5. Again, it's just like the second chance is from forever ago and it was 1 day. Plus it really bounced around. I'm not doing a wrap up here, okay? I just don't see myself rereading this. I guess I'll explain a little bit more. It was really, really intense at the beginning and I like that, and then it got almost rom-com-y, and I don't like it when there's like a huge shift in tone. Usually it's rom-com-y and then it gets super dramatic, and I'd rather have it just rom-com-y the whole time, or I'd rather just have it super dramatic the whole time. So yeah, don't think I'm gonna reread this. Next up, The Bone Orchard. I think I gave this 3 stars. It's an interesting concept about like sort of clones that are made up of bones in some sort of goo. I don't know, it's very interesting, the concept of it, but the story itself was just kind of meh. Dirt Creek, a pretty straightforward mystery. Had a fun time. I'm over it. The Little Prince, I feel like it's illegal to throw this away, but I'm not profoundly impacted by this like everyone else is. I'm giving away The Wicked King just because I accidentally got 2 copies of this. So I will be reading it and I'm very excited to, but I only need 1 copy. Cult Classic, I'm still mad about this. I bought this because it was published on my birthday and I was sure it's gonna be 5 stars. It ended up being like 3 stars. It's a literary fiction. We Spread. Okay, I actually gave this like 4 stars, but I don't see myself reading it a second time, and it wasn't as impactful as I wanted it to be. Float, I DNF'd this. The writing was kind of cringe. The cover is just so cute. Oh, that makes me want to keep it even though I hated it. What's wrong with me? Look at her. I think I'm gonna keep her. The Bodyguard. Hated this book. I think I gave it like 1.5 stars, maybe 2 stars. I actually had so much fun hating this book though. Usually when I hate a book like this, I'm angry and frustrated that I have to read it, but I was laughing because I hated it so much. So there's like positive feelings even though I didn't like it. Upgrade. This was annoying. Also, my God, I tabbed the hell out of this. Yeah, this is just like action bro. Daphne. This was such a letdown. I gave this 2 stars. I really didn't like it. After I had just given The House at the Bottom of the Lake 5 stars, I fucking love that book. Powerless. Oh my God. I really did not like this and I DNF'd it like 100 pages to the end. An Arrow to the Moon. This is such a beautiful cover. Again, like, should I keep this? I did really like this when I read it. I think I gave it 4 stars, maybe 3.5 upon reflection, but I'm never gonna reread it. It's like a YA mythological, pretty interesting. It's like soft fantasy. I think I'll keep it. I also have really good memories of doing this video. Oh, this is OG Allie booktube. The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. This is one of my first reading vlogs. I love that reading vlog. I fed my neighborhood peacock in that reading vlog. So I kind of want to keep it for memories, but also like, it wasn't that great and it makes this weird sound. I think I gave it 3 stars though, maybe 3.5. Oh, I almost put it back on my shelf. Do I Know You? This is by Emily Wibberley and Austin Siegmund Broca, authors of The Roughest Draft. She's in here somewhere too. I DNF this one because the plot was just so weak to me and I had no interest. I was like, I don't know, I wasn't vibing with it. The Night Eater is actually so stunning, I might keep her. This is a horror graphic novel, pretty interesting, but also I don't think I'm gonna keep going with the series. Oh, she smells so good though. Graphic novels just smell like creative energy. I think maybe I'll keep her. Once Upon a Broken Heart, really didn't like this. I gave it 2 stars. The Tainted Cup, I think I gave this 3.5 stars. It was okay. I might continue this series, but like, I'm never gonna reread it. I didn't really like it that much. The Only One Left, same thing. She's a 3-star whatever. Sorry, Mr. Sager. This, worst book I've ever read. I need it out of my life. Oh, that's Wings Once Cursed and Bound, if you couldn't read that. Confessions, I was expecting so much more from this. It was fine. 3.5. Never gonna read it again. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. This is actually a very cool cover. And it was a very fun book. I think I gave it 3.75. It definitely had my interest and I was paying very close attention toward the end. Maybe I would reread this. The thing is, I used to be a huge rereader and so it was a very good investment for me to buy books because I only read the books over and over and over again for like 2 years and then I'd buy some more. Now I'm such a busy little bee with my booktube channel that it feels like I'm wasting time if I'm rereading, unless it's like an audiobook while I'm doing something else, which is not good. Like, that's my problem. I made that problem up in my head. I just don't see myself rereading any of these books. How sad is that? Maybe I'll keep her for a little longer. The Book Eaters. This is a very cool premise about like people who eat books for knowledge or they eat brains. It's actually very interesting, but I ended up DNFing it because I was like, okay, where are we going? There was like a stagnation to it. I'm not too chapped about it. Is that how you use the word chapped? Not sure. The Fine Print. This book, I DNF'd it like 4 times. I do have the other 2 books in the series and I think, should I just DNF those too? I actually think my friend who lives in Hawaii might be interested in getting the other ones, so I'll text her. You don't need to know any of this. I'm getting rid of The Fine Print. I hate this book. I'm sorry to anyone who likes it, but it is so pretty. Like, this is one that I might, but see, my blood pressure goes up just looking at this. No, she's out of here. Fall of Ruin and Wrath. This is a romantic fantasy, sorry. I may continue this series, but I'm not, like, I really didn't like this that much. Like 2.5 stars. Peachy. I really like this cover and it's very soft. I have nothing like this color cover, but I DNF'd this. It was just a real chaotic, weirdly voiced perspective. I don't know, there's just something cringy about it. Just Last Night. Okay, this one is one of the craziest feelings I've gotten from a book because the first half, even more than the first half, was 5-star material. One of the best books I had read at that point, and then it turned to actual shit in the last third. So much so that I don't want it anymore, which is so sad. So I'm gonna get rid of her. Thank you. But also, you pissed me off. Speaking of pissed me off, these 2 books are very similar. So if you like one of these, I would suggest you read the other. This is The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches and My Roommate's a Vampire. Gave them both 2 stars. It was a pain for me to finish, but I do know a lot of people who like them both. So try it out. If you like, I don't know. I really don't like these, so I don't know what to say. The Roughest Draft. This is another one where I really love the first half of this. And then the second half, I was like, Okay. I do like the look of her, but I think I'm over it. I think I can let her go. I do have my vlog. That is something that is helping me get rid of some of these books. I have documentation in real time of me reading them and enjoying them, and I can just live in that moment forever. So I think I can do this. Oh, she still smells great. Organ Meats. This is also one of the coolest books I've ever owned, but she was so surreal. I had no idea what the fuck was even happening. Like literally what was happening. Couldn't tell you. So I think we need to part ways. What Feasts at Night? See, this feels weird getting rid of because I'm gonna continue the series and I have the first one 5 stars. This one was fine. It was 3 stars. Look how pretty she is though. Should I keep her? No, I can't keep something that I didn't like. And I don't like the front cover. Maybe I'll take a picture of this moth. Is that weird? Smile, bitch. I'm never gonna look at that picture again. House of Hunger. This is another disappointment. I had such high hopes for this and then I was just really let down. So yes, she is gorgeous too, but we're saying goodbye. Another gorgeous book. This is the first book I ever read on BookTube. I'm pretty sure that's correct. I think my first ever vlog, and she was trash. JK, but honestly, like, what? I was locked in, but like the story did not wrap up good. This cover is one that I look at it, pisses me off. I gotta get her out of here. Bride by Ali Hazelwood. Fun time. Really hot at first. Lots of smell stuff, which is so funny because I can't stop smelling. And I always love smell, as you could probably tell. But what was this weird random thriller part of this? And also the chemistry died almost instantly, which is a real big disappointment. How High We Go in the Dark. I actually really like this one. I think I gave it 4 stars, but I'm not gonna reread it, even though it was so beautiful. Oh, see, this is a kind of hard one. Oh, what do I do? I'm gonna keep it. All right, this is actually embarrassing, but I have the initial insult here. I gave it 3 stars, and then I bought the same book, but a different cover because I got the second book in the sequel and it had a different artist that matched like this new one. And the thing is, I gave these both like 3 stars, but I'm not getting rid of the second one because I love this cover, and also it looks like this underneath. I can't believe I spent that much more money buying the same book and I'm getting rid of both of them. It's actually quite disgusting. All right, I think to punish myself, I'm gonna make myself give up the really pretty second book that I also didn't think was great. Oh, this one actually hurts. Why am I being so dramatic? Giving these away without even talking about it. Actually, I will talk about it. This was so long. Oof. I was so frustrated reading this, and then I didn't even read this one, but I watched everyone's review on it, and it sounds like it's not very good. I'm sorry, Miss Ware. The September House. I had a lot of fun with this. It was 4 stars, so I really liked it, but I'm never gonna read this again. Magic for Liars by Sarah Gailey. The Echo Wife is one of my all-time favorite books, so I was expecting a lot from this, and it didn't prove itself to me. I actually found the main character really annoying, so bye-bye. The Salt Grows Heavy. This is the tiniest little book. Tell me why I couldn't finish this. I liked it so little. Is that a phrase? And it's the coolest sounding book. I DNF'd it 24 pages in and I could not make myself finish it. I'm just gonna give her away. There Are No Saints. I actually really like this cover. This is like a really smutty serial killer book, and for some reason I hated it. I feel like Sophie Lark, I don't love her smut, and that could make or break it for me, but there was also a scene in here that happened that was really, it just really rubbed me the wrong way, that it makes me like mad. This is the prettiest book cover, but I DNF'd it. It was actually a pretty cool concept. It was kind of like 13 going on 30, but in reverse. And the first thing she does when she's back in her teenage body is like have sex with a hot kid that she had a crush on. So it's like a 30-year-old having sex with a teenager. And that's like, I don't know. You could be doing better things here. Shatter Me. I don't actually want to give this away, even though it was laughably annoying, what I read anyway. But I just know that the romance in here is iconic and legendary, and I really want to get to it. So I think I will just get the library books whenever I feel like I can conquer this. I'm gonna laugh my ass off if at some point I repurchase this. Ooh, a bookmark. Also, wow, I'm like losing my voice here. And I'm really not looking forward to editing this. This sounds so boring. Honey and Spice by Bola Babalula. This is really fun. And I don't think I read too many college age romances, but that setting is just, there's so many possibilities. I thought the chemistry of these characters were so good, but I'm never gonna read this again. I think I gave it 3.5. The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. This was okay. It went on for way too long. It was very repetitive. I'm never gonna read it again, but it was pretty interesting. The Hole. This is a very, I gotta keep this cover. Oh, I gave this 3 stars. It's some obscure Japanese novella. I felt cool buying this. I felt stupid reading it, but I feel cool again having it on my shelf. Like, she's so cool. I'm keeping her. I think I read this in the same video and it gave me the same feeling. 7 Empty Houses. Short stories, weird short stories. One of them really stands out to me and reminds me of Death in Her Hands by Atesha Mosfeg. I can never say her fucking name. But the rest, actually, they weren't even that great or memorable. So Bye. The Insatiable Volt Sisters, one of the biggest disappointments I had last year. Or was that this year? I can't remember anymore. This was a 5-star prediction. It sounded like everything I wanted. It was so annoying and dumb. That's really mean. I want to stop filming, so let's just get through this. Memorial, I actually read this earlier this year. I really liked it. I give it 4 stars. I just don't think I'm gonna read it again. But she is really cute and I gave it 4 stars and really liked her. So now I'm thinking I was being impulsive. The thing is, what's gonna get me interested in rereading a book is a romance, and this is like a couple kind of breaking up, or fantastical elements, and this is very contemporary. It's kind of hard for me to want to read contemporary stuff again. Plus, I wasn't that punched by the sort of parental grief because I don't give a shit about my parents. I Kissed Shara Wheeler. I had a really fun time during this vlog. The first half of this book has so much energy in it. You can see where I stopped tabbing because there was like this mystery, but there was this really rich sort of sexual tension between the love interests in this, and then it completely fell flat and it lost its pacing and it went on way too long. So I'll watch the vlog to remember the good parts and just give her away. Because We Are Bad. This is a memoir of a woman who has OCD. It was really interesting, and I actually think she went to boarding school, so it had a cool boarding school setting, which is a weird thing to like in a memoir, but I really enjoyed this when I read it. And now that I'm talking about it, I feel like maybe I want to reread it again. I say that, but when would I ever do that? I'm getting very tired and I'm burning out a little bit of rejecting all these babies. I'm gonna say goodbye. Sign Here, another stunning cover. I had a lot of fun with this. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. Look at that. I had this just sitting in here. Didn't get close enough to this to really care to reread it. It was good, but like, it's over now. This was a wild decision to make, but I feel like getting rid of the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. I had a lot of fun reading this, despite the cockroach scene and I think the rat scene. But the ending of this book is always just like, it kind of ruined it for me. I gave it 4 stars. It's just, I will never reread this, which is so weird. I am keeping My Best Friend's Exorcism though, because I fucking love that book. Anything with teenage girls will make me read it again, which is kind of weird. I wonder why that is. Such an iconic book though. Maybe I should, no, I cannot just keep books for the sake of someone seeing it on my shelves. That's so dumb, Allie. What a cover though. Divine Rivals, I DNF'd it, didn't love it, felt like it was overhyped. They also didn't finish it, so maybe, oh, how cute is that? Maybe it got really good at the end. I heard like not great things about the sequel though, so bye. Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead. I think I gave this 4.5. It was really good. I thought it was written well. I don't ever feel like rereading this again though. I don't know why. I really liked it at the time, but now as I look back, I'm just like, I can't even recall too much of it. Daisy Darker by Alice Feeney. Did I give this 5 stars? I feel like I really enjoyed this. It was definitely one of those high ratings I gave just because I was at the seat of my pants, flipping through the pages. I was gagged by one plot twist and definitely expected the other. I just had a really fun time in this family drama, but also like murder mystery, but also like never gonna read it again. Can't Look Away. I really like this author, Carola Lovering. This was a juicy, drama-filled time. How many times can I say it? Never gonna read it again. The Darkest Temptation. What a disappointment. This is the Maid series. I really like the first 2. Definitely love the second one. This one was not good, so bye. The Maid. I loved this book until the end, and I was like so pissed off. I will have very good memories of Molly, but never gonna read it again. And I don't think I'm gonna continue the series because that just felt like a good finish. And then Night Shift, I also just recently read this, gave it a high rating, 4 stars. Interesting things to say about female friendship and obsession, but didn't hit me hard enough to keep. So I'm passing her on for someone else. I'm feeling weird about this one. I don't really want to give her away. But guess what? I'm never gonna read her again. Oh my god, there's a whole nother stack. I thought that was it. Okay, let's speed round through this. Just keep in mind, I'm never gonna read any of these again, so I don't have to keep saying that, okay? This is Once and For All. This, don't tell Sarah I'm getting rid of this. I love Sarah Dessen. She's one of my favorite YA authors. This one did not hit for me, so bye-bye. Fiona and Jane, I really like this. I give it 4 stars. It was great at the time. The Do-Over, DNF'd, not into it. Part of Your World partly pissed me off. I think it was too long. It was just whatever. I think I gave it 3 stars. The Heart Principle. I love Helen Huang. I really need her to write another book, but I was disappointed by this one because it's the sort of series where each character you already know is gonna get a book. They're like in the same family. This one love interest in here, he was really built up, and then this book, I feel like it didn't wrap up or have good enough things happening, which is really rude, but that's okay. I will just keep reading The Kiss Quotient to make me feel better about it all. Burn the Negative. I recently read this. Well, I read it like the beginning of the year. It's one of those cult classics remaking the mood. I just am not a fan of that genre, so getting rid of it. It was a solid but low 3 stars. Oh, see, The Invisible Hotel, this was fine. It was 3 stars, maybe 3.5. She looks so hauntingly cool that I kind of want to keep her, but that's so dumb. Insomnia, cool cover. It was written pretty well. Had an ENF like 13 pages in because it was very triggering, so never going to read this. The Weight of Blood, 5 stars in here. This book is one of the most, if not the most frustrating time I've ever had, and also loved the book. There's just so much racism and mistreatment of the main character that it was so frustrating, like sweating reading this because I was so mad. So I don't envision myself going back to this, but what a time. And I do want more people to read this. So she is gonna find a new home. Manhunt by Gretchen Felker Martin. How fun is this cover? I DNF'd this because it was very actiony. Definitely not my type of horror. I kind of want someone to be shocked looking at this in the shelves though. That'll be fun. And then this collection of short stories by Raymond Carver. It's what we talk about when we talk about love. This just feels so pretentious. It was good, but it was also like, I could just feel this man writing these stories and being like, I'm so smart and all you dumb women are dumb. It was probably really rude. I know nothing about this author, but that's what it felt like, okay? The only other maybe I have, while my voice is still here, is Ready or Not, because I really had so much fun with this. It was like 3.75. She's so pretty, but at this present time, even just having read it a few months ago, I'm okay never thinking about this book again. She heard me. I'm so sorry. Does anyone else care about inanimate objects like this? If you do, tell me how to get over it, please. I think I will keep Ready or Not for a little longer just because that cover is stunning. I just got it this year. I can hold on to some vanity for a little while longer. Okay, now I have to make the thumbnail. Let's see how I can do this. No, please don't do that. They're mad at me. All right, these are all the books I'm getting rid of. I'm not going back on any of these. I don't know how interesting this video is. I'm sorry. I mean, if it was boring, you probably are already done watching it. But if you think I made a mistake, please do me a service and let me know down below, and I will definitely get the book again through the library. And then if I love it, I will purchase it again, which sounds insane, but I feel pretty good about maybe 90% of these. I do have to read the first couple chapters of 4 books, but you know what? Should I just... No, I should not dump them. Where'd they go? I don't even remember what the other one was. I have 3 here. Darling Girl, Not Good for Maidens, and Paul. I think that was it. I'm just gonna go ahead. Okay, I'm keeping this one because of the cover. I'm gonna donate these 2. Please let me know if you've read these. Let me count all these so I can give you a final count of how many books I am giving away. Probably already in the thumbnail or title. Y'all, no joke, there's 99 books here. So I'm gonna count this as 100 and figure out a way. I will just give it to a friend, drop it off at a little library. Again, let me know what the rules are with ARCs. So I have exactly 100 books here. That's nuts. If this pissed you off, I'm so sorry. I do plan on purchasing books with much more intention going forward and definitely using my library more. But yeah, I hope this was somewhat entertaining, and I can't wait to build new memories and build up my bookshelves and collect way more books, I'm sure, in the years to come in my new apartment. So I will see you then. Goodbye.